Hi, I'm Kimberly Horn.
And I'm Hudson Warren. And we meant well.
What's up, Hudson?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Please let me share. This is I meant well. This was years ago. And I have to tell a story.
We're going back in time.
We're going back in time. So my sister-in-law, I have savage feral humans just like you do. I just have half of what you have.
Right.
And so, have you ever just had fun in a brown box? You didn't need a big toy and you give a kid a toy, whatever. So the kids are going through this time that they like duct tape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So sister-in-law sent it to Christmas. She checked with me. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. How much they're going to have so much fun with duct tape. They'll make balls or whatever it is. So my husband thought it was super fun. He took them and he duct taped them like to the rug, and we took funny pictures and we even had little stuffies. Well, this was also during COVID, and I was up at my office, and at the time because we were locked down, I texted a bunch of leaders and said, hey, if you'd like for me to teach a class for you, I would do it. And so I would basically put the fear of God in my kids because nobody was home but me. And I would I was like, I've got 45 minutes. Just play by yourself and let me do this thing. Right. So I'm sitting on Zoom with 100 people teaching a class. And I said in the beginning, hey, listen, I do have my kids downstairs. So they could interrupt me. It is what it is. And they were all like, no, it's not a problem. Sure enough, I'm like 5 or 10 minutes, not long into teaching them. And my daughter comes up, and at the time she was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Mom, hi. No, she was younger than that. Hi, he's his tooth. And I was like, hold on, guys. And I kept the smile, and I was like, what do you need, darling? I'm on Zoom, but I muted that. And she goes, I said, just send Thomas up. And so I hit unmute and I went right back into teaching. 30 seconds later, Thomas comes up and walks in front of me, but they can't see me. And he is duct taped from shoulder to waist. Behind him is like 10 feet of duct tape. And then he smiles, and half of his tooth is gone. His brother and sister duct taped him from shoulder to ankle, and he was bouncing around on a tile floor, and he hit it. Boom. Lost half his tooth. I said, gotta go. No tooth on my kid. Hit stop. And I found out that day that I am an angry, scared mom. If I get scared, I was like, what were you? In the moment later on, I thought, gosh, I should have taken a picture of this. I meant well. And I literally wanted to probably wrap him back up, but use his mouth to do it.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's my story. It was a while ago, and it's still very vivid in my mind. Just walking there and just smiling. Half the tooth is gone.
Oh, man, that's wild. Okay, I'm going to pivot from what I was going to share because you gave me a going back in time one, and I'm going to make you feel better about being the angry, scared parent.
Good.
I am the unhinged, scared parent.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm normally I don't really get upset. I'm pretty, I'm high energy, but I'm very low key.
Oh, okay.
I'm easy peasy. I go with the flow. This would have been almost 2 years ago now. We had just moved into a new house, and whatever hurricane came through.
Yeah.
And we live in Florida. We have hurricanes, and we lost power. We lost power for 4 or 5 days. That's a long time in summer. And so, what do you do, right? You can't do anything about it, but you can we would open up all the windows so that we could get airflow coming through the house, obviously. And then during the day, we'd go to lunch and not eat at home because, maybe they had air conditioning. So anyways, we were out one day, and, we went to lunch, came home, kids are playing outside. There's literally no reason to be in your house when your house is as hot as it is outside.
1,000 degrees, yeah.
So the kids are playing, we're sitting in the shade under the garage, whatever. And it's getting kind of late. It's going to get dark. We have no electricity. So we're like, okay, we better get dinner going. We're using the grill for that. So, Brian goes to get that going. We also, because 6 kids isn't enough, we also have a lot of animals, and we have this saltwater fish tank. And if you've ever had a saltwater fish tank, everything in it costs a lot of money. And if it all dies, you cry or scream or whatever. And so we had a generator, and that was one of the few things we plugged in because we weren't going to have thousands of dollars of fish and coral go. Beer.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of checking on that. The kids have been told hey, come on in, it's time. our youngest, who would have been 3 at the time, he came in with us because he's 3. We're not that bad. We don't leave a 3-year-old out playing in the street. So he comes in and whatever, where I'm not really paying close attention. He's inside. It's fine. We have 6 kids. I see him go upstairs. I'm looking at this fish tank, making sure everything's cool. 30 seconds elapse. And then my front door opens and my 8-year-old child is carrying in my 3-year-old child. And there was this brief moment of like, oh,
He
what?
was inside.
How you how? And he's not even screaming. So I'm very confused. And my 8-year-old calmly says, or he would have been maybe 9 then. He was 9 then. Bryson fell out the window. It just said it like that. And I was like, what? Bryson fell out the window. The second time he said it, Bryson also started screaming. So I'm like, ugh. Long story short, he ended up being fine. We obviously took him to the hospital. But here's what you need to, first of all, that we meant well is we had the windows open, not really thinking that our Florida children didn't realize that windows even open. If you live it like, because you don't open them here.
You don't open.
Why would you?
It's too hot.
It's disgusting, right? So like they didn't know. Our poor little boy just kind of was like, "Ooh, I see my brother," and went to look like this. Well, the screen's not very strong. So little man tumbled out of the second story window onto the driveway. He's very, very Teflon. But once I figured out what had happened, I turned into a howler monkey. I was shrieking and screaming at a pitch that probably most humans couldn't hear. Mm-hmm. Oh, I flipped out. And Brian was, okay, well, we're like, he was so calm, which bless him.
Thank goodness.
Bless him. But, sometimes it pays to be the crazy parent. Yeah. Because, by the way, we got to the hospital. We weren't going to call an ambulance. We live less than 10 minutes from a hospital.
Yeah.
So we're like, put him in the car. He's already been touched. You're not supposed to touch somebody if they're hurt like that. He's already been touched. We get to the hospital and we walk in and it's very busy. And Brian's like, hey, our son fell. He fell and we need to get him checked out. That's what he says. Oh, and the lady gives us forms to fill out. And I stepped in front of him and I said, let me get way clear. He fell out of a second story window and landed onto a paved driveway. She said, oh, come with me. I was like, okay, your politeness was not working out here. But
we're well at home, but in here we got to get this.
So I am also, you're angry. I was more unhinged, screaming, shrieking. If you've ever watched Modern Family and the episode where they lock the baby in the car, definitely what I turned into. Not my proudest moment, but hey, our kid's okay, so life is beautiful.
Well, you'd never know what you're going to be like until you're in that situation.
No, because you can't plan for stuff like that.
And I tell you what, of course, then I go into, oh my gosh, I don't know how it would be. My kids have not been in. That was the closest I've had of that.
Your kids haven't fallen out of any windows.
They've not done any nosedives out of us. No judgment. Because it could absolutely happen.
Yeah,
I just think about, you have no clue what you'll act like after that. Now, granted, when I got to the dentist, I very much was in funny mode because I kept laughing with the dentist. I'm like, have you heard this story before? She's like, no, I literally have never heard of kids duct taping themselves and then smacking their face into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to say, hey, kudos. I mean, we got to wrap this part up, but I got to say, first of all, our doctor was so nice. He was like, I'm going to tell you this happens way more often than you think. Don't feel bad. You didn't do anything wrong. I was like, thank you, because I feel very bad.
Very bad.
Very, very, very bad.
I know.
And now every time we drive past that hospital, Bryson says, that's where they looked at my bones. Yeah. So
yes, this is right.
3-year-old's mouth, though, apparently, in case you're wondering. Don't test it. I'm just letting you know in case.
So part of us doing this is we want people to...
seems fitting.
This is a perfect one. Kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, what is it really?
Behind the highlight reel.
Behind the highlight reel. Yeah, that's true. Because how much of our society is... They see all the highlights of life, of social media. We put it out there.
Yeah, we touched on it in the last episode about just the highlight reel and this look of perfection with social media. And it's just such a load of garbage.
This is totally perfect.
Yeah. And I feel like you and I are both pretty good about not only showing the highlights. I like the highlights.
No.
I'm going to share them. And there's a lot of other stuff that goes on. So, I mean, what's behind your highlight reel?
Well, I kind of made some notes because I thought the best way to do this is make sure I could do them. So I'm going to go to kids again. No, I'll do a personal one. So I love sleep.
Yeah.
I am,
Same.
if I could sleep in every day, I would.
Yeah.
I really don't like to get up early. I know people are like miracle morning and win the morning, win the day. And
That's how I feel about that.
And
win the morning, win the day, I can get behind, but when the morning starts is subjective. Yes.
Perfect. Exactly. And so when I have people who tell me like, I get up at 5 a.m. and I'm like,
why do you hate yourself?
Why do you hate yourself? There should be only one 5. It's PM.
Yes.
Cocktail hour.
Yeah.
There shouldn't. And I'm also a light switch. Like when I'm done, like people always will say to me, like, you have such great energy, which I know I do. When that switch goes off, like you need to get out of the way. Like
I can confirm she is a light switch.
I am done with you. I am done with everybody.
Yeah.
So sleep is really important to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not the best sleeper, which really kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's one kind of behind the scenes. I have more, but let's go to you. What about you?
Oh, I mean, I have a lot of them. I also love sleep, and I'm so glad I married the person that I did, because like, I mean, it's almost kind of embarrassing to admit out loud, but like, I don't take kids to school. He takes kids to school.
Yeah.
He lets me get up when I need to get up to get ready to get to work, because I think he knows if I get up any earlier, he's not going to like the person that I am.
He's going to get a hangry Hudson.
So he's kind of taken on the role without us ever really talking about it, that he gets up first so he can get the kids to school. So I can get that extra. I mean, it's only 30 minutes. If he hears me say it's only 30 minutes, he's probably gonna punch me. But like, it's only 30 minutes, and man, that 30 minutes is
big deal.
Great. So yeah, like I'd love to tell you I'm the perfect parent that takes my kids to school every day or gives my husband a day off ever. But yeah, unless he's like literally out of town, he's the one that takes them to school.
Yeah. Michael definitely get up, and now I have Cassie who also does it for us.
Yeah.
So it really does work well.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
What else you got?
Let's see. What else? So listen.
Ooh. Okay, Linda.
I know. I spend a lot of time reading. I do improvement books. I like to learn. I love knowledge. But you know what my favorite thing to do? I love to read, and it is not educational. Most times it's just trash, good stuff. It's romance, it's mysteries, it is anything that takes me out of our world and puts me in it. And I'm quite certain without knowing that I'm ADHD. Like I know it. Squirrel. I'm always a squirrel. And I have a bad habit of, if I'm watching TV or if I'm doing anything, there's always a second thing happening. I'm playing games on my phone. I want to get out of this world sometimes, and I want to start to shut down. That's exactly where I'll be.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's so funny. Like I had all these things that I thought I would say, and I probably still will, but now I think, yeah, what else? What can I admit? Like I'm not a big reader. I used to be a big reader.
I love to read.
I think going back to that sleep I love, I've just turned into the person. It doesn't really matter how great the book is. If I start reading, I'm going to bed. It doesn't really matter if it's 11 in the morning, 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, it doesn't matter. So I don't read a lot. And I'm in an industry where people talk about all the great books they read. And I'm so glad they do, because a lot of my learning comes from books that somebody else has read and they've fed to me. It's just not the thing that I go to.
Yeah. Well, you know what I found out about myself? So when we lived in DC, I would drive from like the Annapolis area down to DC. It was an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
And so I would put books on tape on my drive, like to learn
He
more.
said books on tape.
Well, CD,
This is 2 episodes in a row that we are aging ourselves. It's fine. Own it.
There's an audience who's going to know, and there's an audience who's going to want to just hear what else.
What's that tape?
Yeah, or disc, or actually on your phone. It doesn't matter. Audiobooks. That's what they're called. Audiobooks. I found that I became a raging lunatic if I was listening to any like self-improvement, because my brain was activating, and I was screaming at cars. Like full on wanted to get into road rage because my brain was being activated 24/7. I had to turn all those books off for my drive, and I would put in like A romance.
Look, you got to do
An
what you got to
alternate universe
do.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I get the reading sometime. I do
Yeah.
love to read, though. That
Yeah.
is one of my favorite things.
And I think of other things that maybe aren't as specific, but like, okay, so I primarily coach other people who have real estate businesses and or teams.
Right.
I have a real estate business and a team. I make mistakes all the time that
Oh,
I have literally coached other people to not do.
you kidding me? Of course we have.
Like it is nonstop.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because if something is given to us and it's our responsibility to do it, have you ever done that? Like you're like, and you screw it up and you will find yourself coaching something or remember, I just coached somebody else in the same thing. And I told them exactly what I should have done and did not do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do that a
Yeah.
lot too. Do you doom scroll?
Oh, oh, yeah, we don't need to get into doom scrolling is I feel like this will turn into a doom scroll. You know, I
Yeah.
definitely doom scroll. Like the other day, the horrible thing happened in Puerto Vallarta and we were at our conference and I was like in bed early one night and I happened to see that. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean,
An hour later.
yeah, at least an hour later, I had gone way down
Yeah.
that rabbit hole. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I always know when me, you, and Amber are on a doom scroll because we get 14 reels sent to each of us on a regular.
Yeah, that's true too. So our little trio text is either there is nothing sent for a day or there are 72 different videos that have no rhyme or reason or fit. One of them's happy, one of them's mad, one of them's weird, one of them's gross. Like it's just bam, 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 like an assault.
It is an assault.
It's wild.
It's fun though. It is
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
It just happens. I think of like, you know, I consider myself to be on a wealth journey. Like, I don't want to work till the day I die. I want to build wealth. I want to show my kids how to make smart decisions. And, you know, and of course, nobody's perfect there, you know, but I look at some of the things I've done. You know, I've been around real estate my whole life, and everybody is, you got to own real estate. You got to own real estate. Own real estate. Sounds great.
Oh,
It's not my thing being a landlord. And, you know, I know that other real estate people are going to watch this and be like, how dare you? But it's just not my thing.
Well,
Like, I'm a
think it's-
control freak,
I
and
do
all
s-
those little things that go wrong make me stabby. And so,
Yeah.
you know, I got up to a point where we owned a pretty, like, we had multiple properties. I think we had 5 at one point, and yeah, they've all been sold.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Bless them.
I thought that
Not
was
for
fun
me.
too because as soon as someone calls you about an AC, it's always on Saturday.
It's an AC.
5
It's a
p.m.
flooded toilet. They're mad because they don't like the color of something.
Mhm.
Like, I just can't do it anymore. So I sold them, and we did other stuff. And it's like, it's not like it was a bad choice, but still in the
Still
moment,
right.
it feels like that wasn't what I
That's
broke
so
the
true.
mold.
Feels like you
Yeah, I failed.
yeah, that is-
Whatever.
yeah, that's so not. I agree with that.
Yeah.
How many tabs do you have open on your computer?
Oh, I mean, at any given time, I'm going to say there's at least 16, 17 open. And that doesn't include the files that are also open that are internet tabs that are just kind of off down here
Yeah.
on the side.
So Cassie taught me how to, which I don't know if this helped me or made it worse. She taught me I could group it. So let's say I'm working on one of the businesses.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a podcast, right? And I'm going to work on the podcast. She's got it color coded and I can click on it and then tabs will open up that are working on the podcast. So it can our
Oh,
platform.
but that just means that you keep way more things open. Why will my computer only stay charged for 30 minutes? Oh,
that's why. Why does
Oh.
my phone die so fast?
yeah.
That might be a big one too.
Yeah.
I'm also a yeller. You said you're calm. I
Oh man.
love
Oh no,
that.
no, that's so. Oh, thank you for that.
I am when my kids lose it, I learned this it's generally not something they do that they've done a couple times and they've done it wrong. It is something they like one of my boys did something last night and I went on a just you've lost trust. Blah, blah, blah. And I'd like to not do that. And I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'll one up you. I'm a yeller, and when we decided we were going to have kids, that was like my one goal. I was
No.
not going to be the yeller.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
grew up with a dad who was the yeller, and it was not fun. And I was like, I am not going to be a yeller. I'm not going to do it. It lasted about 24 seconds. I don't.
I just
Ugh. And here's the deal. Even when I've gone through my seasons of like, no, I'm going to get this under control. Those little heifers do not listen until you yell. Not mine don't. Maybe yours do. Bless you if they do. But no way. I could say the same thing calmly 15 times and get no response. And all I got to do, and I am naturally loud, but all I got to do is one good, everything stops.
Same. Like, why does
So
my
now I
voice have
skip
to?
the knife.
Yeah, why does my voice have to get so loud for you to listen?
It's wild. If you don't want me to yell, be good.
I feel bad about that.
That's got to be relatable. Oh, but the one upping was, and I know this isn't you because you are my friend who has the opposite of a potty mouth. My kids are so well versed in 4-letter words that they shouldn't be. And you know what? At this point, I've just decided that a word is a word and it doesn't have that much power. And as long as you know when it's allowed and not, and how to spell it and where it fits in a sentence, I'm just teaching you English. I can't. I've worked so hard to control it, and that computer chip in my brain is not.
Gosh.
It's just
not turned on. Where mine is like on full hilt, right?
Yeah,
So,
yours is all the way on.
I don't curse.
Literally ever.
I don't. Listen, it was a decision. I can even remember the time. I was in the 9th grade. And
That's
I remember,
wild.
I know, and I remember my friends were saying something, and I don't know what it was, but I was like, it just sounds ugly. And it wasn't, I don't judge other people. Like, if you say, people hear about it, they're like, oh, I'll stop. And I'm like, I don't judge you.
Well, she can't because it's not like I can control it in front of her either. So whoopsie doopsie.
And I'm like, but it's just the way I feel. So one time I caught one of the boys texting something that was that. You should have heard the lecture. It's like I should have gotten an Oscar nominee for like me saying whatever. So it's very sensitive in our house. And so I am not that kind of parent.
Yes, I'm not perfect.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like never. So I always look at this when I'm raising the kids. I think that's where I always look at these kind of things about behind the highlight reels. And because my kids do get a lot of like, people will text us and say, oh, your kids are, and they'll say nice things. And I'm like, it's because they're feral at home and they're savage. And then I think, well, I'm glad that they do that there. And so I know there's a win in there. And sometimes I'm just like, geez.
Well, that's a whole other thing. I understand that my kids are actually very well behaved overall, considering there are 6 of them and it's all insane. They're good kids.
Yes.
And they ain't perfect. And it's always on a day where I'm just this close to losing it that we'll be sitting at a restaurant or at a store and someone will come up so nicely and say, you just have the most well-behaved kids. And I have to say thank you when what I really want to say is shut up. They have been insane all day. You caught 10 seconds of quiet. This is not what we're experiencing.
You got the best 10 seconds. You didn't say the last 10 hours.
Instead, I say thank you so much.
I know.
And then I look at my kids and I say they didn't see everything.
No, I know.
Step it up.
I did it last night to Thomas was driving, I'm going to say the kid's name. Thomas was driving me crazy and Tilden was like, he was being good, but it was bedtime. And I looked at him and I said, I'm done. So you should not, because he's like, I've been good all day. And I'm like, you have been good. Let's continue it. All right, I got one more. We do it. I don't know if we want to wrap it up or whatever. And what do you do that you know that you behind the scenes with your spouse that you probably could be better at? Because I have probably a longer list than you.
Oh, I married somebody who is pretty calm, and that's good because we don't really, it's interesting. I'm not going to be that person that looks at the internet and says, I've never been in a fight with my spouse. That's not true. We really rarely, we don't really fight. Like I can count on less than this many fingers, the amount of what I would label a fight that we have had, like an argument, a big disagreement.
Yeah.
But I do snap a lot. I snapped at him just last night, actually. And he gave me a look like, what the,
yeah.
Hey,
what are you getting at me? Yeah.
And he was right. And I calmed down.
I know.
It's not like I said I was sorry because that's a bit much, but I did calm down and I did at least fix it in theory. But yeah, no, I think that's probably one of the bigger things. Like I keep it all buttoned up so much professionally that I feel like sometimes at home I'm so quick to snap because I've run out of energy. And I also, I could just also probably pick up some more slack. Like he's a doer. I mean, I'm a doer, but he would do everything at home if we allowed him to. Yeah. And sometimes I might take a little advantage of that.
So it's my tone.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
I have a tone.
Yeah.
And I'll have my face will be talking. And
Oh yeah, I hate
Michael look at me, he goes, "What'd you?" I'm like, "I didn't say it like that. I just said it like this." He's like, "No, you didn't." It just, it just slips right out.
Yeah, my
Like,
face does not have a mute button.
no, mine doesn't either. It needs a better one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's wild.
It is wild. It
Mm.
is what it is. See, that's behind the scenes. Like I bet you we could go on forever on
Oh, we
this.
could. I do way
And-
more wrong things than right things.
I know. It's okay though, because we do a lot of right
Yeah,
as well.
but I'm not going to die with regrets
No,
because I'm not afraid to do the wrong thing. So
love that.
there we go.
Okay. What do you got for who thought this was a good idea?
Nothing all that exciting. Just it's generally dumb, and I don't like it. These little tiny baby popcorn bags.
Why did
Of,
they
like,
make those?
It's just dumb. You're eating air. You're eating air. Like what I mean, there are like, trust me, like I need to watch my calories. I need to like I'm on a journey there. But like popcorn, I feel like that's like saying like, hey, you gotta cut back on your cucumber intake. Like, what are we talking about? You're eating nothing. Cucumbers are water, popcorn's air.
Are you talking about like the popcorn you put in the microwave, the tiny
Yeah,
ones? Or
no. I mean, like in the microwave. Like,
yeah,
Brian had bought popcorn the other night, or so while I was gone, and last night we ate early at a reasonable time. We had a super healthy dinner. I was a little hungry and snackish, and so I was like, "Oh, we got popcorn." I grabbed this bag, wasn't paying attention, popped it. It looks like Barbie's dream popcorn. It was the tiniest, saddest thing, and I had to look at him and say, like, if you want any of this, you're gonna need to tell me because I'm gonna make a second one because I'm not
the tiniest little
sharing
thing.
this.
Yeah. No.
Although, but he knows better than to think that I would share food. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, I'm like, what is that? Like,
What
can we just make normal popcorn bags? Like, it's fine. It's air.
You don't need all the I'm with you on that.
air.
Those tiny ones are useless. We do the big
Yeah,
ones here because
rude.
one time we accidentally bought those tiny ones.
Yeah.
Kids won't even eat them. I'm like, well, just make two so we can get rid of them.
Yeah, for real.
I'm
What do you got?
gonna take mine to not a food but a drink.
Ooh.
Why have the lids to the water bottles gotten so little, so thin, and then the plastic, it like crunches when you just hold it.
Yeah.
Like I get it, and you're gonna say this in the comments, like we're reducing the footprint. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
The footprint of whatever and stuff like that.
That is what they say.
I'm just saying, I would rather. We don't buy a ton of water bottles. That just
No, we don't either.
It's like how much less is that on the footprint?
I don't know how much
I'm
less it is. I
guessing
do
people
know
are
it's
probably gonna
annoying
tell
and
me.
they just kind of
They're
crumple.
crunchy.
But I will also say, we only even buy bottled water because a hurricane is coming and we're prepping.
That's
and then,
true.
of course, we're always fine. It's always ridiculous, which means we have water forever. And I can't stand it because I don't think there's a child on earth that has ever finished a water bottle.
Oh my gosh!
So they just accumulate everywhere.
Makes me crazy.
Or they sit there and they go and make the crinkle over and over.
My
I'm like,
son drinks from the bottom of it. He
This
will
is-
poke a hole
that is savage.
and just drinks like that.
He's shotgunning water bottles. You better watch out in college.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It is the most
It's a whole thing.
unique, odd thing, and I'm like, it makes me insane that he does that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this just went on somewhere else.
I know. Squirrel.
Welcome.
If you like this crazy, then you ought to review, you ought to subscribe, you ought to share with a friend, you ought to throw it up into the universe.
all those things.
We met well, though.
It did mean well.
Yeah.
I'm Kimberly.
I'm Hudson.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.